Hello students, today I Dr. Apurvanand, Dean School of Engineering, Head of Department Mechanical Engineering, Babu Banarsidass University, today going to take lecture number 16 on advanced welding. So, lecture number 16 is from unit number 2 and today we are almost we have covered this unit and these are the two last topics, that is electron beam welding and explosive welding. So, in this unit we have studied many types of welding like resistance welding, conventional welding, arc welding, laser beam welding and submerged arc welding. More of the topics are related to the construction and working of the welding technologies we have studied, application and advantage and disadvantage over each other. So, this section must have given you understanding of the working, basically principle and working of the welding techniques, different welding techniques we have in our course. Electron beam welding and explosive welding are leftover welding techniques today I am going to take. Friends, they are not same, they are different. Electron beam welding is of high energy source, whereas explosive welding is a different kind of system altogether. So, electron beam welding we will take first. Electron beam welding is a fusion welding process in which beam of high velocity electron is applied to a material to be joined. This welding is developed by German physicist Karl Heinz in 1958. Electron beam welding is from the family where when first of all this welding technique has came, afterward the welding electron beam manufacturing technique. So, scientists and engineers have seen this process and thought why not to use this electron beam, the same technology which is used in manufacturing into welding also. So, that was quite possible. As a result, engineers have developed this method. So, electron beam welding is kept under the category liquid state welding process. Liquid state welding are those welding processes in which the metal to metal join form in a liquid and molten state. So, the electron beam is coming on the workpiece and as a result the fusion fusion welding process takes place. As a result, what is happening? It is a liquid state process where both metals are joined. The process uses kinetic energies of electron to produce heat. The heat is further used to weld two welding plates. So, here what is happening, the electron beam is consisting of kinetic energy, possessing that kinetic energy is converted in converting the liquid state where the fusion takes place. So, that is the basic principle of electron welding, electron beam welding. When a high jet of electrons strikes at the welding plate, its kinetic energy converts into heat energy. This heat energy is sufficient to fuse two metal plates together to form the weld. So, this is how the welding welding principle is designed and it has its own advantages and disadvantages. The first advantage is that it is only restricted to that heat affecting zone or that metal that is going to be welded. So, lot of area near the mechanical properties does not change. So, that is the main advantage of electron beam welding. So, it can be classified into in three ways. So, by oscillating voltage, by pressure, by machining concept. Students, there can be two type of equipments which are possible, that is selection of on the basis of voltage, that is high voltage machine and low voltage machine. It depends the what type of what kind of machining operation, what type of welding operation you are going to conduct. And by pressure, high vacuum machine and fine vacuum machine is the two categories. One or two are more, but that is not needed here. The third one is depending on the process how you do. When I say conveyor machine, that means the welding machine will be fixed. There will be a conveyor belt on which lot of there will be conveyor belt where the work pieces which are to be joined are kept, and it will keep on moving, and at a time conveyor will stop and the welding will be done. Clock system. So, in a clockwise it will be working. All purpose EBM machine, local vacuum machine, mobile vacuum machine, micro and fine welding machine are the other type of it depends on the how the welding is done. The process defined classification is there for EBM. So, main parts of this is the welding. It will look like it is a line diagram. So, there will be high voltage cable from which incandescent this is the cathode area, and primary anode electron beam is, you can see this is the electron beam which is coming, and then there will be a focusing cell where it will focus to a pinpoint place on the workpiece, deflecting coil, and this is a prism. This is a prism which is connected to the telescope for viewing the welding. So, this is the how the electron beam welding arrangement is there. So, power supply, electron gun, anode, and magnetic lenses, electromagnetic lenses and deflection coil, work holding devices, and there will be a vacuum chamber. We will take one by one. Power supply, the process uses a power source to supply continuous beam of electrons for welding process. The voltage range between 5 to 30 kilowatt voltage equipment, or for thin welding it is 70 to 150 kilowatt. For high voltage it is 70 to 150 kilowatt, and for thin or materials it is 5 to 30 kilowatt. There will be electron gun. It is heat of electron beam welding. It is heart of electron beam welding. It is a cathode tube, negative pole, which generates electrons, oscillate them and focus it to a spot on the weld bed on the workpiece, and the cathode filament heated up to 2500 degrees centigrades for a continuous emission of electrons. So, students, that continuous emission of electron and the kinetic energy is where it is striking, the kinetic energy of that material of that electron beam is converted into heat. So, you can see the setup and you can imagine that if it is kept in vacuum, and why it is kept in vacuum, because you know very well it will be not oxidation process or some other impurities will not come. So, that makes a special that vacuum chamber is creating a special effect on the welding, where in other weldings it was done in open. So, shielding gases or some arrangement is needed to shield the weld pool. Magnetic lenses, there is a series of magnetic lenses which allows only convergent electron to pass. They absorb all low energy and divergent electrons and provide a high intense electron beam. Electromagnetic lens and deflection coil has its role. Electromagnetic lens used to focus the electron beam on the workpiece, and the deflection coil deflects the beam at the required weld area. So, these are the last unit of electron beam welding process. Work holding device, we need a CNC table where we can move the table. On the table the workpiece will be holded with the jigs and fixtures required as required arrangement for the workpiece, and then that welding electron beam welding can be kept fixed, and the workpiece can be moved here and there whatever is the geometrical requirement and whatever is the weld wherever is the weld bed welding required, and weld beds can be made. And vacuum chamber I already told you. Working of EBW, electron beam welding. Sorry. First, the electron gun, which is a cathode, produces electrons. These electrons move towards anode, which is a positive charged and placed right after the electron gun. The anode oscillates the electrons and form a electron jet, which is further moved towards the magnetic lens, which further moves towards the magnetic lens. The magnetic lens are a series of lenses which is used to absorb low energy electrons and does not allow to diverge the electron to passes through it. It provides a high intense electron jet. Now, the electron beam passes through electromagnetic lenses and deflecting coil which are used to focus and deflect the electron beam at the required spot. This unit direct high velocity electron beam to weld to the weld cavity, to the weld bed, fine, where its kinetic energy converts into the high kinetic energy which is coming and striking the workpiece, converts into heat energy due to the collision of the electrons to the workpiece. This heat energy is used to create weld by fusion. This whole welding process is carried out in vacuum. I already said that. Otherwise, the electron collide with the air particle in the way will lose its energy. So, what engineers have done, they have created the vacuum chamber. So, when it is striking and there is no presence of air, first of all shielding is done, and second is that electron will not be losing its any energy, and in that way we can get the best weld beds possible. Students, remember one thing, that when that beam is striking, it is striking to the exact place. So, we get clean welding, we get a very clean welding. You need not clean the surface nearby, we will not get splatters and nothing will be getting, and because it is a liquid fusion technique. So, what is happening, you are getting, once you done it, you stop the electron beam, and then after solidification it will be a clean weld bed you will be getting. So, what are the advantages and disadvantages of electron beam welding? It can weld both similar and dissimilar materials. It provides high metal joining, it provides a high metal joining rate. Low operating cost because no filler material and flux are used, though the initial cost is high, I tell you. Low operating cost because no filler material and fluxes are used. That is why it has advantages, its own advantages. It provide high finish welding, as I said, because it is a liquid fusion way we are doing it, and to the spot where exactly it is required we are doing it. So, friends, we are getting a clean welded surface, there is no splattering and all. So, because of that, and remember one thing, the heat affected zone is also less. So, the mechanical properties, the type of changes, the property changes will be also less. So, that is what we require, because if you do a welding, property changes ought to happen, and there will be change in the property of the material. So, when it is at a very lower area on the workpiece, then it has its own advantages. We will take it in other unit, that is unit number 3 and 4. Less welding defects occur, obviously when you are doing at a very pinpoint area, there will be less defects, fine. So, disadvantages, high capital and setup cost. When I have said that though the material filler material and flux are not required, but the initial cost is high, the initial labor is high, initial labor cost is high. When I say initial labor cost is high, then that means you need to train him. You will not get the person, trained person easily as for simple arc welding and all. So, you have to really invest on that person. So, that is how it is, it has its reason. Suppose he left for something, and then you need that machine, that costly machine is on a standby. So, it is a cost, production cost. When you are letting your machine ideal, that means the cost of cost will be a factor. Frequently maintenance is required. Workpiece size is limited according to the vacuum chamber. Vacuum chamber has capacity, it depends what type of machining, what type of welding you have to do. So, if the chamber, if the workpiece is area volume is more than the vacuum chamber, so it is difficult to do welding, you cannot able to do it. So, series of workpiece size is limited on which you can work, and it cannot do at a site due to vacuum. You cannot take that machine to a far place and do the vacuum. You have to bring that workpiece and then you can do it. This is also a disadvantage, because welding is a technique where you have got flexibility to move to the work sites and do the welding. Application of electron beam welding. Electron beam is widely used in aerospace, automobile industries. EBM is used to join titanium and its alloys. EBM is used to weld electronics connectors. EBM process is also used in nuclear reactors. So, wide use of their mechanical uses, its gear, transmission and turbochargers can be also welded from this EBM, EBW welding technique. And whatever materials we can weld, friends, almost all steel, aluminum and its alloys, magnesium alloys, copper and its alloys, titanium, tungsten, gold and bronze, copper, steel also can be welded. Ceramics are one of the area where this EBW, that is electron beam welding, can be also used. So, there is wide materials which we can weld. So, that is something which is unique about this electron beam welding. So, again I am showing you the parameters with different welding techniques, on the basis of which you can compare electron beam welding with other welding techniques. You can see power input in kilowatt, TIG welding takes 2 kilowatt, plasma 4 kilowatt, laser 4 kilowatt, and in electron beam welding it takes 5 kilowatt. Total power 3 kilowatt, 6 kilowatt. For laser you need higher value, that is 50 kilowatt, and for electron beam welding it is 6 kilowatt. Travel speed 2 mm per second and 5.7 mm per second for plasma arc welding, and for laser arc welding it is 16 mm per second, and here we have an advantage over other welding techniques with electron beam, that is 40 millimeter per second. And positional welding, good penetration, for plasma also good penetration. Laser requires optics to move the beam, and electron beam welding also requires mechanism to move the beam, because to concentrate on the pinpoint place at on the workpiece. Again distortion shrinkage is normal and significant in V shaped welding, that is in TIG welding. In plasma welding also the same. In laser is small and minimum shrinkage you can see. So, that is an advantage over plasma and TIG, and in electron beam it is minimum. So, minimum means bare minimum shrinkages. So, distortion is I said the boundary near that, the system where you are doing the welding, and near that whatever area is there. So, in that case what happens, no changes is there. So, distortion will be and shrinkage will be less. And I will take the last one, surface geometry. Underside protrusion, again underside for plasma, very fine ripples in laser, and in ruffled swath or back face is there in for electron beam welding. So, with this I have compared different welding techniques which we have studied till now, which are almost of the same category, and this is very important students. You should go through it and understand the parameters and understand where these TIG, plasma, laser and electron beam can be used. So, now we are going to take a new technique of welding, explosion welding. So, when I say explosion welding, I have used my hands to show you. So, students, we are using here explosion welding technique in the way explosion is done. So, basically two materials which are to be welded, in between we keep the explosive material and we blast it, and because of the blast, because of the surface changes, they stick with they weld with each other. So, a solid state welding, this is not the liquid state welding, it is a solid state welding process that produces coalescence by high velocity interaction of work pieces produced by a controlled detonation. I will show you the diagram. This is the prime component, this is the prime component, this is the explosive detonation, and this is the gap which we have given standoff distance. So, base component is shown by the black color. So, prime component and the base component are on which detonation is done. Because of this they come and collide with each other, and as a result coalescence by high velocity interaction of the work pieces produces by a controlled detonation is achieved. Student, this is Cladder, prime component is called as Cladder technically, and base component is called as Baker. So, explosion is done, detonation is done, and Cladder and Baker come with each other and get in make the surface contact with each other and they join. I will show you that is how it is done. Prime component is placed either parallel or at an angle to the base. Explosive is distributed over top surface of prime component. Upon detonation, prime component collide with the base component to complete the welding. You can see the diagram where that detonation is done. As a result, you can see the locking is there, that is joining is there, base component and the prime component are getting welded. You can see different diagrams. You can see this is Baker and this is Cladder and explosive, that is exactly how it happens. So, there is an explosion here, and you can see the Cladder is coming in contact with the Baker and they are joining. After that you can flatter with the press, and finally you can get tested for the surface and all, and you can get the surface finish. This is the diagram structural diagram which you can see from microscope how it exactly look like. You can see the pockets here, it is a microstructure. Some of the Cladder and Baker material are Cladder are stainless steels, carbon steel, stainless steel 410 chromium micron mixed alloy steel, nickel alloys, copper alloys, aluminum, titanium, zirconium. So, these can be joined, and Baker materials are carbon steel, stainless steel, chromium, molybdenum alloys which can be used as a Baker materials. Again explosive, you can see I will name one or two. This is RDX, TNT, you know very well. These are the high explosive materials. They are used according to the technical requirements which is decided by the explosive experts, and low medium velocity ammonium nitrate, and many names I have given for your understanding. So, advantages of explosion welding: eliminates liquid phase, make the joining of many dissimilar metal combination possible, can be performed with a little or no deformation in some cases, can be performed at a very low temperature in some cases. Some solid state process can weld large areas in a single, suppose the piece is very big. So, do the arrangement and you can do that operation in one go. Some processes are relatively, and this is relatively faster process. The preparation time will take time, but while doing it, it is in one go you can complete the explosion welding. Disadvantage: an expensive knowledge of explosives is needed, controlled chambers are needed, explosion welding is therefore less commonly used. It cannot, you have to take permissions, and then only you can do these things. Fine. I have shown in this diagram, you can see this application. So, application you can see this diagram and this diagram. So, this is copper and aluminum. So, both are this is copper and this is aluminum. Here we have used aluminum, titanium and steel. So, all the materials are kept together, explosion has been done, and you can see the three metals are taken here. Fine. So, this is the use where you can weld different type of material. So, these are the reference students and books for further studies. I hope today you must have understood electron beam welding and explosion welding. This is the last two topics of your unit number 2. Students, you can refer the diagram in my lectures and the PPT which I have shown. With this I end my lecture. Thank you very much.